Hey there, this is Simi Arora and welcome to Smile with Simi channel. You know that I talk about the things that really matters, things that we should do in our life in order to become stress and anxiety free, because stress is not normal. Anxiety is definitely not normal. So we gotta understand what are the things that we need to do in our life, what are the things that we need to think about, what are the things that we need to implement in our life that can help us creating our stress-free, panic-free and anxiety-free life. So I am basically heading to one of the most beautiful hikes, which is a small hill called Cold Spring Harbor, and I'm going to show you the hike around, and we might actually have a guest on the show today who is going to talk about her own experience of stress, competitiveness, relationship issues, and also the things that a lot of youngsters are facing these days in this world, which is making them a lot of stress and anxiety in their life. Alright friends, so as I told you that I'm gonna be on the Cold Spring Harbor State Park hike. You can see that it's so beautiful, it's so green, and of course we have our guest with us now. Finally got a chance to hold of her. Her name is Lindsey.
Hello.
So she is my neighbor as well as my great friend, and I just thought of introducing her to you and her opinion about a lot of amazing things that we already have spoken about, which is related to stress in our new generation, and of course with the older people as well, and some of the relationship issues and the things that really matters in today's world, which is full of distraction and chaos. So Lindsey, so welcome to the show. Thank you very much for taking the time.
Thank you so much.
So talk to me about the biggest challenge that you think people face in today's world when it comes to the stress.
I really feel like finances are at the top of the list for people's stresses. Whether you're making not enough money, too much money. I mean, is there any such thing as too much money? But it's a lot to handle. But there's a lot of stresses in trying to figure out paying your bills, working this job, having this career, which is best for me.
So Lindsey, another question related to this is, so how to mitigate the stress? So what do you think is the major reason we're finding this stressful? Because if we are educated enough and we have the ability to really do what we really want to do, so why do you think there's a stress around it?
I mean, I feel like you're put under a lot of pressure when everything you need to do has to do with paying bills, making money, spending money. So to mitigate that, you would definitely want to do things for yourself. You want to find ways that release that stress and things that make you happy, and you know, just find things that make you who you are and express those things. And that is when you release those stresses of whether it's finances or your family or your marriage or your relationship.
I am coming to that one, guys. I know that you want to know about that one too. So what about the relationships? Let's walk, because I really want to show them around as well. So
Beautiful here.
It's beautiful, exactly. So relationships, oh my god, this is one of those really big topics that I get to see a lot, and a lot of people have relationship stresses. So what do you have to say about that, Lindsey? So what do you think about the stress in the relationships?
Well, I feel like when you're in the beginning of the relationship, things are fun, free, everything's flowing. As you get towards more of a serious point in a relationship, it becomes work, it becomes complications. You live together, you deal with all those types of things together. But you figure certain things out, whether you know this person's right for you, you guys mix well, you're happy in it together, but sometimes unfortunately that doesn't happen, and that's when people have to separate and go their own ways for the better of both of them.
Right. I think I had a heartbreak too, and I'm sure you had one too. And a lot of people ask me this question. A lot of times I get emails and messages for people saying that they're so depressed because they had a breakup and they just don't want to live you know, this beautiful life further, or they're not able to concentrate and focus on the thing that really matters.
So I found what was helpful for me was feeling good about myself. For a long time in a bad relationship that I had, I didn't feel good about myself, and doing that is the most important thing, I realized. Working out, looking good, looking in the mirror and saying, I really like the way I look today. And it's very important because a lot of people, they don't take the time to commit to themselves.
Right,
you gotta commit to yourself.
That's
in
true.
my opinion. And when you do, you get results. And when you see those results, it empowers you and you just want to keep going and just rocket forward instead of going backwards and in a depressed, dark, lonely state.
Exactly. So guys, as you see that Lindsey has come out of a negative relationship too and is doing awesomely well. So for all of my friends who are in a state of mind where they feel that this is end of the world, then I would just again want to say this is not the end of the world. This is something which is a learning lesson, a learning curve for your life. And if one relationship has ended, maybe there was a reason for it to be ending at the time when it ended. So please keep up the spirits high and do what you really love, because if you're investing your energy into something that you really love, you're gonna feel positive. You'll have more endorphins in your brain, which is actually the key indicators of happiness. So what was the lowest point of time in your life and how did you overcome that? What were the things that you did? I'm sure my audience would love to know what are the things that they can also do in their life which can help them.
So the lowest time in my life was definitely when I didn't get into my first nursing school, college.
Oh.
I wanted to get into Farmingdale University, SUNY, S-U-N-Y, and I did very well on the exam, but they were only taking 20 out of 400 people. So what I did was I slept in bed. I became so depressed. I wasn't sure if I was even gonna be a nurse, and that was always my passion. So my mom was the one who picked me up and said, you're gonna do this. You're gonna be a nurse. You've got to get up and figure something out. And after that, I applied to Adelphi University and I took the entrance exam, and I remember getting that phone call that I got in.
Wow, that's amazing, right?
Yeah, now I'm a senior.
So that means that if somebody is like going through a stressful situation in their life, if there's somebody who is around them and try to help them, you know, with the things like with some motivation, or, you know, just try to inspire them and be with them, that can really make a difference in people's life.
Yeah, totally. I mean, being that support system for someone could mean everything to that person, changing and getting back up and getting back in the game and trying again, because that's what life is all about, is getting knocked down and figuring out a way to get back up. And when you get back up, it's the best feeling ever.
Exactly, guys. So you know about my story as well, how I actually got out of my stressful zones, anxiety attacks and panic attacks, and it is very much possible for you to also come out of it. And in the last, I just want to say to you that if you are not doing any sort of physical activity in your life, then please do, because as I mentioned before, you know, when you work out, you produce serotonin, endorphins, and many other great hormones in your body, which helps you, you know, feeling uplifted, motivated, and inspired. So guys, if you like today's video, then please share with your friends and family, and on the social media platforms as well, and subscribe to the channel, because I'm gonna come up with great interviews, a lot of amazing content for you to stay empowered, stay motivated, and play your A game in your life. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I'm gonna go and finish the hike, because we still have like 30-40 minutes to go. And if you are ever in the New York, you must come here. It's called Cold Spring Harbor Hike. It's really hard. Bring a couple of water bottles as well. Take care, have fun.